been a very emotional week. Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A. We go over all the latest news that happened during the week of mobile and answer your questions live. And if you are like me, you have had a heck of a week with Endgame and Game of Thrones. I have no emotions left. And I just came back from a bachelor party weekend. All this kind of crazy stuff. So lots of stuff going on, guys. One thing I want to say with the chat room specifically today, no spoilers about either of those two big events this week. So no spoilers on Endgame, no spoilers on the Game of Thrones episode that just passed. So yeah, no spoilers, okay? So I will be looking at it as well, but yes, geez, so much. All right, now let's get to the articles for this week. So this week there was a lot of different stuff that came out and more to come. So that's pretty interesting to see how all this stuff is coming around. So first off, the Galaxy Note 10 5G is confirmed by Verizon. Verizon's execs have stated that yes, the Galaxy 5G is coming. As we already know, it's going to be coming next month in May. And it's available for pre-order right now through Verizon. But we also got confirmation that there will be a Note 10 with 5G, as they stated, that the Galaxy and the Note will have 5G later this year. So, good job, Verizon. You just confirmed that both phones will have 5G, which means that there will be a Note 10 5G version. So, no matter what rumors are going around, we definitely know for a fact now there will be two Galaxy Notes this year. Regular Galaxy Note 10 and a Galaxy Note 10 5G. Will there be a Pro? Will there be an E? We'll have to see. The other thing we now have confirmation of is the Galaxy Note 10 Pro will have a 4,500 milliamp battery. Now this comes from Ice Universe, which of course leaks everything and pretty much dead on correct now of all the Samsung things. He also does confirm that this one, like the S10 5G variant, will have a 25 watt charge. That is the charger that comes with the dual wireless charger that Samsung sells, and it is the charger that does come with the Galaxy S10 5G. As of right now, this could change with a software update. Only the S10 5G variant can use the 25 watt charge. The regular S10s use the same voltage as before, so they do not get a boost from the 25 watt charge. Trust me, I've used it. But they just will hopefully get it through a software update. But if nothing else, the Note 10 4G Pro will. And this is pretty big because, you know, this is, of course, a Note, which Samsung has been pretty reserved with the battery and charging. I mean, we still have Quick Charge 2.0 because Samsung is not comfortable with Quick Charge 3.0 or 4.0 because of, you know, their battery issues in the past. So this is a big thing because now we're getting faster charging and we're getting a 4,500 milliamp battery. So these are two big things for a Note. And yes, this is for the Note 10 Pro variant. So there's three versions of the Note confirmed: Note 10, Note 10 Pro, and Note 10 5G. And it was confirmed by another source as well by showing the actual 4,500 milliamp battery. Now, this does say the specific model number of the 975 version, which would be a Note 10 if you follow the numerical number lines from the past. But some people are speculating, well, you could have edited that in, and this is actually just the one that's going to be on the S10 5G. Either way, it looks like we're probably going to get a huge battery on the Note version because of this, so I'm very, very happy about that. Bigger batteries are always better. Let's get to 5,000 maybe next year. All right. And some already do have that, by the way. The Nubia gaming one that's coming out is awesome. So the next thing we have is the iPhone 11. So last week's molds we showed off for the iPhone 11. Well, now we have CAD renderings from OnLeaks, and you can see that they look not only pretty accurate for what the molds were, but you can also see a 360 video now of this. And all in all, yeah, it's exactly what we see. I still don't like the look of it. I just really think those three cameras are a poor design. I do not understand why we need that big of a camera hump. as a square when it just could have been a vertical rectangle. I don't know. What do you guys think? Does anyone like this design? I'm really just curious if anyone actually likes the design. Very curious to see. So yeah, let me know in the comments section down below. I just don't like it. I don't know. Alright, then we finally got confirmation of the Samsung Galaxy View 2. Believe it or not, I've definitely been waiting for this tablet. I guess we would still call it a tablet. Some people call it a portable TV. But basically what this is a huge 17.3-inch display tablet. I actually have two huge tablets of this size in my home. I have the regular Galaxy View, and I have the TCL, I forgot what the name of it was, but it's a 17.3-inch big tablet like this. The Samsung one is way better in terms of software, but it looks like we're going to get a new one. And as of right now, the only downside is that it's coming to AT&T only. It's a 17.5-inch as opposed to the previous version was 18.4. This one does look like they narrowed the bezels down, which should be interesting. Hopefully it's more portable. But we also get the specs for it, so it will highlight, obviously, DirecTV Now, which I do subscribe to, so I'm very happy about that. It also has Dolby Atmos, which the previous one did not have, quad speakers, so it should be pretty loud, and they should be able to put pretty loud speakers in this, too. 12,000 battery, which is substantially more than last time, so I'm really kind of curious to see how long the battery life is this time around. 64 gigs of storage and up to 400 gigs expandable, 3 gigs of RAM, and Exynos 788.5 processor. So not the best processor. The last one wasn't either, and definitely not that much RAM. But they could have given it 4 gigs of RAM. I do not understand that. This really isn't to play games. That's one thing I'm telling you right now. This is not to play games. It's not to multitask, which is quite a shame, to be quite honest. But the biggest thing about it is that it's really geared towards just watching TV, watching YouTube, watching Netflix, and that is it. Now, this is pretty cool for things like a dorm. Like, if you can't fit a regular TV, this is really all you need. I mean, a 17-inch with a really great screen quality, this would be something that you might want to get in that case scenario. Or it's something really good if you wanted a TV outside, say in a backyard where you grill or you cook or you barbecue. That is what this was always kind of positioned for. Or if you're tailgating, things like that. Any kind of scenario where you would want a portable TV, I might even recommend it when you travel, because say you don't want to deal with the hotel stuff. I just, like this weekend at a bachelor party, I connected my tablet to my TV so that I could overtake TVs. But certain hotels you can't do that, or certain cruises or whatever, you can't overtake the TVs. They lock it out so it can't be done. If that is the case scenario, something like this would be really good to travel with for multiple kids to sit down and watch a movie while the parents relax. Trust me, it helps. All right, so yeah, really something that I would say is for those case scenarios, not for everyone, definitely. And the biggest thing is, how much is it going to be? Because the last one did not sell at all till they discounted it heavily, and then it sold very well. I would say this should be $500 and under, but I think they're probably going to go for like an $800 price point and then not sell again, and then go lower as basically it doesn't sell, and then it will be profitable, I believe. And again, this really falls in line with AT&T and DirecTV Now, so I think that's the reason why it's going to work better this time around, as where AT&T didn't really have something like that last time. All right, the OnePlus 7 and OnePlus 7 Pro, we get more details about this, and really I think we know pretty much everything about it. The OnePlus 7 is pretty much going to be just a slight upgrade of the 6T with a better processor. So it's still going to have the notch. It's still going to have 2 cameras, so, not too much of a difference. But the Pro is going to be more of the highlights. So this is going to have a 6.7-inch display. It's going to have the pop-up camera. It's going to have a 4,000 milliamp battery, so a way bigger battery. 30-watt super, or they call this one warp charge, which is like the McLaren version of the last OnePlus. F1.6 aperture, so really a lot better compared to last time. Hopefully that'll improve the low light. And a 48 megapixel primary camera. really taking from some of the Chinese makers like Huawei and Oppo and really kind of bringing it to their own. And it will also have a 16 megapixel wide angle camera, which again should have been around in my opinion for a while, and an 8 megapixel 3 times optical lens, which I'm very happy about that one. So this, for me, it really sucks because the OnePlus 7 Pro is definitely the one that I would want to get. However, OnePlus is really not sticking to their value point anymore with these, and that really kind of sucks. The OnePlus 7 is going to be more of a value point phone, but the OnePlus 7 Pro, as we get the pricings, isn't really where we want it to be. So the OnePlus 7 Pro looks like it will be starting at $819, going up to $829. So that's pretty, in my opinion, big compared to before. I mean, they might have one with 8 gigs of RAM, which is $750, which does fall in line more with the S10e variant. But at an S10e variant, you are going to get some stuff that the OnePlus doesn't offer. However, I will say that the OnePlus will have the bigger screen at that same price point. So it's kind of interesting to see. They're going to go right up against Samsung's price point now, and we'll see how they do. I'm kind of curious. I think the OnePlus 7 is going to be the better seller, although the OnePlus 7 Pro will have the cooler feature with that pop-up camera. Although, again, because of that pop-up camera, I do not think we're going to get waterproofing yet again, which waterproofing and definitely that stubborn CEO that does not understand people want wireless charging, doesn't put wireless charging in these phones. That's still the biggest miss. If they would have wireless charging in these phones, there's way less that you would be missing in that case with OnePlus phones. Whereas right now, that's always one thing I point to. And it's one thing that all my other phones, I can wirelessly charge on my wireless charging pad in my office desk, except for OnePlus and except for some of the other older phones like Honor phones and different things like that I reviewed lately. Alright, then we have Samsung possibly getting into the 5G modem game for Apple in 2020. Although, yes, we have the new Qualcomm deal for Apple, Apple doesn't solely want to be reliant on one chip supplier, as they always have been in the past, right? With Qualcomm, they didn't want to rely only on Qualcomm, so they also relied on Intel. Intel is now out of the 5G modem game, so the only other two companies that make 5G modems is Huawei and Samsung. So it makes sense for Apple to turn from them, especially when Samsung already supplies so many parts for an iPhone. Really, I always tell people, your iPhone, the most parts it comes from is Foxconn and Samsung. Those two companies basically make about 80% of your iPhone. And no, Apple doesn't make any of the hardware for an iPhone. So yeah, it's a really big thing that I think that Samsung might be yet another supply chain for Apple in another part of their phone. They already have most of the internals come from Samsung. So it's going to be really curious to see if this will also be complete. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I think it's just kind of funny that, again, we have another part that might be a Samsung-made part for iPhones coming in the future. And then our final talk is about LG. So LG, as you can guess, we just got the G8 in the studio, so we're going to be covering it now. But obviously, it hasn't been selling well from what we can speculate. Now, I think they've already done what they needed to do, and that's lower the price, and we're going to include that in our first impressions video. But that being said, with LG, they are going to try to cut costs now, and they are no longer going to try to produce high-end flagships in Korea anymore. They're going to do that in the cheaper facilities of Vietnam. That they have factories there, but basically they're moving towards that, it looks like, in order to cut cost. So their mobile division is more profitable, because their mobile division has not been profitable as of late because of the flagships not doing well. So this should alleviate some of the stress. Alright guys, let's get to your questions. If you have any questions you want to ask, just ask them in the comment section right now down below, and I will answer them before the end of the show. Thank you, Alex, for letting everyone know how to be in the chat. I really appreciate it. And as well as Quiet Storm, thank you guys very much, my moderators. My Note 8 is getting Android Pie updates today. You think it kicks? You think they got the kinks out? Hope so. I hope so, man, because just really, it has been a thing where I'll say this, the Tab S4 has been good for the most part, although I've already had 2 viewers yell at me for praising the Tab S4 with Android Pie because their tablets apparently got messed up with it. Again, I can only speak to my experience, but that is always a risk you take with updating to the latest OS right away. The best thing to do is what you're saying, and that is wait as long as you can so they hopefully got the kinks out, and hopefully you're not on the first update, you're on the second update when you do an OS update. A good thing to always know, by the way, if you're really just having horrible issues with your smartphone after it's updated to a new operating system like Android Pie, a good fallback to always do is back it up with Smart Switch. You can either do it on an SD card or on your computer and reset the phone. Then restore it with Smart Switch. You'll get almost everything, including your home screens, your text messages, all of that stuff will be restored. But that really can help. If you are just at your wit's end and having so many issues with your phone, that is a way to hopefully fix the issues. The problem is when you update to another operating system, all it takes is 1 second. I know this sounds dramatic, but 1 second is all it takes for a dip in the megabits that was downloading the operating system. And if that one part, that 1 second was crucial to the update, it really can mess it up. So yeah, it's not always good, not to mention all the times that it's just an issue to begin with anyway, that they didn't think of certain things when updating a phone. So yeah, it's always important. Oh, yo, Ricky, how many times have you seen Endgame? Believe it or not, I've only seen Endgame once, and that's because, again, I was at a bachelor party weekend this past weekend, so I literally just got back today around 4 p.m. So yeah, had a lot of fun this weekend. Did not get to see Endgame yet again, but I've already bought my ticket for. I have a long work week ahead of me, so I already bought my ticket for Friday again to see it. Actually, in my area, the Dolby Prime theater, which is the way I would want to see Endgame again for a second time, because I only saw it at a regular theater the first time. So now I want to see it in Dolby Prime, the best way, in my opinion, to see a movie in theaters until Samsung Cinemas come out. Basically, with that is how I want to see it the next time. But throughout the entire week, the 7 p.m. showing for Dolby Prime are completely sold out until Friday. I got the Friday ticket, so hopefully I'll get to see it again and relive and cry and just... And I don't mean cry out of tears out of sadness, by the way. I mean cry out of tears of joy. These are things that I've wanted to see all my life, that I dreamt of in my head, seeing when reading comics, when watching cartoons at an early age. These are the things that I wanted to see on screen, and just seeing it all brought me back to my childhood. That's what I kept telling my wife when she was like, "Why are you crying so much?" I say that at least 116 times. Passing by to give 2 thumbs up, but gotta go watch Game of Thrones. Thank you for passing by, and hope you do okay after Game of Thrones this episode. Everyone was prepared for it. My wife even watched it, and I was explaining to her what was going on. She saw the first 2 seasons and then kind of fell out because it was too gory for her. And then she came in on this episode, so yeah. All right. Things upset me. Endgame was good until the Game of Thrones came on. I'm hearing a lot of hype on the Note 10. Any of it true? So far, the things that I covered, I would say, are the only reliable sources that I would say. A lot of other things are being tossed around, but nothing that I put on the show because I did not find enough warrant for them to actually be believable. All right. So much emotion to you. Yes, it was very emotional. 5G coming soon? Not really. If you haven't watched our 5G video, definitely watch it. It really exposes the truth behind 5G, and quite honestly, it's something that I really wish, not just because I made the YouTube video about it, but I really wish a lot more people would see this 5G video, because If you want to help out the channel and help out everyone you know, share that 5G video. That 5G video is so important to get the word out, to spread the word about the importance of 5G and what it actually is, because it's not going to be that big for another 2 years, basically, and you really shouldn't invest in 5G smartphones at this point. Unless they have other features, no one should buy a 5G smartphone for the next 2 years. How will Samsung recover from the fold? Hopefully they'll recover from the fold by doing the things that I said to improve the fold. I mean, 6 of those things are software based, so they can definitely tweak it to make it easier. 5 of the things are software based. 1 is just producing more, and 1 is a hardware thing, but it would make it sell a lot more. So I think those things would really help it, but they definitely, I mean, the thing about people saying like, oh, this phone's not going to sell, it's sold out. The phone sold out. Like, I find it so stupid, the reviewers and a lot of other day-to-day people too, especially investors that know nothing about electronics, that they say that, oh, this phone's not going to sell, no one's really going to buy this phone, da-da-da-da-da. It sold out. The phone sold out. So obviously there was demand for it. Will the Tab 5 S5 launch with the Note 10? I don't think so. I feel like Samsung with their high-end tablets are more on a 2-year marker right now, and this year they're having the Tab S5e, so I do not believe that they will have a Tab S5, but who knows? If they do, we'll let you know. You would upgrade the Note 9 if the battery goes up by 500 milliamps. I'm feeling that. Yes, I would. Or I don't know if you meant I, but yes, you said you, and would I? Yes. I think the Fold was a test for Samsung. Maybe build up the hype for future phones. They must know people won't run to the store to get it at that price. I'm hearing the mouse capabilities for iOS 13 for iPad. So yeah, apparently yes, the next iOS will upgrade for mouse, but it's going to be like specific mice, and it's going to be an Apple control thing again. It's not going to be like Android, where Android, if you didn't know, you can literally, I could take this mouse right here. I could turn on Bluetooth, and it works with my Android tablet, my Android phone, anything. Anything Android-based, Android TV, whatever, works with the common mouse. All you do is any Bluetooth mouse will work with it. That is perfect. That's what Apple needs to do. That's not what they're going to do. They're going to make it proprietary, like they always do, and it's only specific mouse that will work for it, like their Magic Mice and all that kind of other stuff, which is BS in my opinion. And probably, you know, they'll license it to other companies that want to pay fees, like Logitech and certain companies that will do it. The iPhone 11 notch is back in 2017. Yes, it is. iPhone hunchback. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. Everybody drink. I feel like I could play chess on that square. Yeah. For the iPhone camera hump, yeah. It's like they are trying to make it as ugly as possible. I mean, I can't say no because, you know, evidence contrary. I keep hearing about new Apple Earbuds this year again. Okay. So first of all, will there be new AirPods? Will there be AirPods 3 already? I don't believe so. And I say that because I'm giving Apple the benefit of the doubt that they would not do that to their customers by releasing AirPod 3s with their new iPhone launch in September, or their second tier launch, which usually happens at end of October, beginning of November. Now, I've been burned on this before when I've given Apple the benefit of the doubt. We'll have to wait and see. I have heard of Tunnel Bear. I've never tried it before. What's an inexpensive VPN for mobile? Maybe even free. Proton VPN is the one I'm currently using right now. That is the one I would recommend. Tunnel Bear now charges for the most part, so yeah. Congratulations on 300,000 subscribers. Just noticed. Yes, we did get to 300,000 subscribers. I can't thank you guys enough. I didn't really make a big deal out of it this week. One, because of just all the things I had going on. I got a new job too for that too. So that was another thing that happened. All this kind of stuff going on behind the scenes right now. But yeah, I really can't thank you guys enough. We got to 300. It's on the road to 400,000 now. It's really exciting to see how quickly 200 to 300 got. And if we get to, I'm back in that state where I think you guys remember this. 2 years ago, I had said I wish I could quit my job and just do YouTube. I kind of tried it for about a year, and I had to do part-time work. Now I'm taking on a full-time job besides this. So, you know, as it continues to grow, hopefully I can get to that magical space one day. But until then, I'm really always happy doing videos and just doing my passion through this. So yeah, really excited for that. I was wondering if anyone else noticed that the Galaxy View 2 is $750. Do you think you would be able to hook it up to a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse and use it as a computer? You can actually. You can totally use a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse with the Galaxy View. Again, you can do that with any tablet actually. Any Android tablet can hook up to a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse, no problem. The thing about it is though, I really wouldn't trust it with too much multitasking. At 3 gigs of RAM, it is really not sufficient to do much split screen. So if you want to type just a document, and that's fine, you should be okay. But even split screen with like Chrome on one side and word processing on the other, I think would slow it down tremendously. So just know that. I just checked for some reason and it said 3,100. I guess I'm late to the party. Yes, it happened, I think on Monday or Tuesday when we got to 3,000 or 300,000. So yeah, I was very excited about that, and really it was awesome to see. Best home printer in your opinion? I am of the opinion I really have turned around and I have fallen in love with laser printing. Now, laser printing is really great because if you print a lot of documents, like I did while I was in real estate, and just basically doing a lot of different kinds of things with, you know, signing NDAs and all that kind of stuff for YouTube, I found it best a laser printer. I really love them. I currently have a Canon one. I don't have an allegiance to Canon in that aspect. If you want the best photo printer for the home, I would say Epson is probably usually the best. And I would say HP is usually middle of the row. The only one I would say I don't personally recommend is Brother. Brother printers typically are very expensive. The most expensive typically on ink than any other printer. So they are usually cheaper by $20 on competing printers, and so most people go for them because of the price, but then they don't realize that their ink is actually the most expensive later. So I typically don't recommend Brother for that reason, but every other one I generally say is pretty good. I have no allegiance to Canon, Epson, or HP. Those are the other three main printers. I used to have a Samsung laser printer back in the day. Now I have a Canon one. I can't tell you what the model is, but it's a printer, a double side prints, which I really do like. It's printer, scanner, fax, and copier. So yeah, really like it. Have had no issues with it, and it's wireless, so I like that too. Which most of them are now. According to Rigsby, the Note 10 will be the best phone. Probably. How are you talking to Rigsby? MFX, huh? Were you the person that leaked Rigsby? No, I noticed tablet should never cost more than a laptop. True. I live in the Caribbean. What should I buy? The Samsung A50 or A30? All the same features except the A50 has the in-fingerprint and a better processor and triple camera. 30 is cheaper. I personally love the triple camera, so I would not get it for the in-fingerprint display. Not worth it. I would consider it for a faster processor, but definitely the triple camera to me is worth it. It depends on how much of a difference, Bernard. Let me know how much of a difference is the A50 and A30 price point, and I could give you a better suggestion at that point. Rob Ricker, just got my Note 9 this month, unlocked for $700 on Amazon. Nice price. Loving it, still learning a lot of stuff, can do. Cool, Rob. Hopefully you checked out both of our videos on the Note 10 on our top 20 tips and tricks for it. So we had one video, hidden features, and then more hidden features video, and that should give you a long way to go. After the update, if you did already the update for the Note 9, check out our first things you should do on the S10. It mirrors the new version of the Note 9, and it should help you get started as well on all the cool new features that it can do. Ricky, what is the best laptop out there? I'm trying to get one this week. My personal favorite, the one that I am literally running all of this on and running through an external graphics card with 3 monitors, all from a laptop, is the Dell Xps 15 in my opinion. Now, it depends on what you're looking for. I wanted a laptop that was a desktop replacement. Now, the processor definitely was. The graphics card is a 1080 GTX, which was good, but it allowed me to use an external graphics card so that I can edit 1080p or even 4K video. So that was the biggest thing for me. It does require cooling, like I have it on a cooling pad so that it performs at performance, because I hated the video used to glitch out and it really just was too high of a temperature. So now I've kind of gotten under control more so. But Dell XPS 15, I really do think they are the best all-around laptops in my opinion. Now, if you want an Ultrabook, you can get like Dell XPS 13. Razers are good. Lenovo's are good in my opinion. Asus I've had mixed things with, so I don't know if I could really recommend them anymore. But yeah, both my wife, I got her a Dell XPS 13. She's loved it, never had an issue with it. I myself have a Dell XPS 15, never had an issue with it, great. So all in all, I think those are my favorites for just never had an issue with them. And as of right now, I would say they're pretty much the best laptops out there. Although the Huawei MateBooks are really good too, but most people in the U.S. might not get them for political reasons, so I understand that too. I saw Endgame, great movie. Yes, it is. Have not had interest in watching Game of Thrones or Avengers. Not sure why. It's just different fandoms. It's what you like and what you don't like. That's all. Have the Note 8 since Android Pie update. Can't hear out of the earpiece or phone calls. What do I do to fix this? Thanks. Quite frankly, the first thing you should do is use the Samsung Plus app. Samsung Plus apps connects you to a live technician that can remotely control your phone and try to see if there's anything software based that they can do in order to fix it. Now, if you weren't here earlier on the show, we also suggested if you ever have a big issue with an update, the thing you should most likely do if you're just fed up with it, which not being able to call is, I would be fed up with it, is trying to reset the phone after you back everything up with Samsung Smart Switch. So Samsung Smart Switch is an app, and basically you can get that on your computer, or you can back it up using the app on the smartphone with an SD card. So you can back up your entire phone. Obviously your SD card has to be bigger than your storage on your phone, or bigger what you've taken up. And you back everything up to the SD card, or you can back it all up to your computer. And then once it's backed up on, reset your phone. It will usually fix any software issue that's on your phone. Then reinstall with Smart Switch, and hopefully that will help you. All right. Still on the Tab S1. Don't see a reason to upgrade. Just use the Tab for YouTube and media consumption. Yeah, I mean, still has the Tab S1 still has an amazing display that has not really improved so much. Speaker quality is improved, but the Tab S was still a great tablet for sure. How come they haven't come back with replacement batteries? Because the demand isn't there, and because you can't do wireless charging with replacement batteries. And NFC payments as well are very hard to do. And with things like Samsung Pay, Samsung will never do it because MST, you need it to be non-removable. So Samsung won't ever do it again. So yeah. iFixit pulled the breakdown video for Samsung for the Fold to Samsung's Quest. That's right, they did, and I find that a little controversial. Obviously, I think anyone would. The only thing I could say is that it makes sense that you don't really have that video up because it will be handled. I would assume so. Like, I would assume Samsung has taken all of their advice and will improve it. And then hopefully they'll send iFixit a new unit when they come out with the new version of the Galaxy Fold. Yeah, I kind of figured that you were quite busy during the week when you hit 300,000 subscribers. Yeah, of course I would be busy that week, right? If anyone is looking for an unsupported dark mode app, Android only, obviously, Instagram, Snapchat. I'm not sure where you're going with this, Taylor. Okay. Do you think the Galaxy Note line or the Galaxy Fold will merge into one? No. You would not want a pen on a film display because it will leave marks. So no. I know a lot of people kept saying that, like, oh my god, the Fold is so perfect for a pen, without realizing that it's not. A film display, if you puncture it like that so many times, it's going to leave a mark. So no, a Note is nowhere near ready to go, or a pen, an S Pen is nowhere near ready for a film display. So no, that is not going to happen anytime soon. Maybe someday, but not right now. What would you choose between the Honor between the Honor 8X Max with the 7-inch display, 85% screen, or a 50? So the main thing I would say is I use the Honor 8X. I have it right in here. So I have the Honor 8X still. Love the phone. Really great for the price point. But it is an LCD, and the minute you said Samsung A50 Super AMOLED, yeah, I would go for that one. That's easily the one I would recommend, just for that purpose alone. So, yeah, screen to body ratio doesn't matter in my opinion. But the Honor 8 Max has a bigger screen. I get it, but I would choose OLED over LCD any day of the week. And that's the one thing that I'm reviewing, actually, the Honor View 20, which is a much higher version of that one. And that one was the one thing. It was just that LCD. If they would have an OLED display on that, it would be so much better. How excited are you for the faster storage on the Note 10? Very excited for that, actually. And that faster storage was going to be on the Galaxy Fold, which I didn't get to yet. So, yeah. Hey, Ricky. Hey. Samsung really screwed up with the Fold, yet you are so forgiving. If it was Apple in this situation, you'd be foaming at the mouth. I mean, did I foam at the mouth when it was the AirPower? No, I really didn't comment on Apple's AirPower failure, which basically was the same thing, except Apple didn't give out review units. Apple's AirPower was just as big a flop as the Galaxy Fold. It was new technology that possibly wasn't ready. I mean, I guess we could say they both weren't ready for the mainstream. Samsung released review units, was ready to launch. Apple didn't even get to that point because it was a failure. So both were failures, but I really didn't go onto the AirPower because I was like, look, it obviously didn't work out. Okay, that was it. So yeah, I don't think that's accurate, obviously. Well, obviously it's not because it wasn't. Should I get the XPS 13 9380, the 2019 version, or the Huawei MateBook Pro? I still think that the XPS is slightly better, but it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for more, I would say overall the new Dell XPS 13 specifically, you have the webcam at the top, so if you plan on using the webcam at all, which I don't like the webcams on laptops to begin with, but if you plan on using the webcam at all, obviously it's a much better placement. The Huawei one is still under the keyboard. But yeah, I don't know. For me, I would probably go with the Dell XPS 13 The Huawei MateBooks are really good. I've never had any complaints about them. I've reviewed one or two of them now, I think. But yeah, I've never had any issues with them. They're really good, but that is the main thing I would say. I like the Dells overall more. Hey, have a nice day. I love your channel. Thank you. Arbaz. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Well, I'm a programmer, and durability is more important to me than power. Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. S10 5G is supposedly 4,500. Do you think the Yeti Note X will be 5,000? No, I do think it'll be 4,500, as we talked about in the beginning of this video. What's that up in the sky? It's a bird. It's a plane. It's the 51st Dates question. Thank you, Quiet Storm, for reminding us about our weekly plug. If you have not heard, we do have a app that we created here, 51st Date Questions. It is a great game that you can play with anyone you happen to be on a date with. It's a really fun game. You basically ask them a question, then they ask you a question, and you get 2 skips per game until you answer all 50. Really fun game, and definitely something great for a date night. Thank you, Quiet Storm, for always reminding me to plug. Alright, speaking of plugs, actually, I guess I will just remind you guys that if you happen to buy any of our new merch, so merch store is in the description, and I believe it's actually underneath the video, some of the highlighted shirts. But there's as low as $15 for the shirts, and we have stickers at like $5 and all this kind of stuff. But if you happen to get any of the new merch and you buy it, you will be featured on a future Mobile Weekly. Just send me your photo with the merch, and I will feature on the show, as long as it's not something I would get flagged for. All right. Oh, Swift installer for 99 cents. But isn't that require root, if I'm not mistaken? That's what you meant, just a recommendation. Is that, but yeah, I believe that requires root, which is why I was disappointed with that. You know what, I was wondering why there isn't an S Pen, and that explains it. Oh yeah, that's why there isn't an S Pen on those. Shoebox free, photo, cloud app, shut down May 2nd. Oh. It always sucks when new ones, when apps shut down, and especially if you backed up all your photos on them. Also, thanks for letting me know about Good Lock and multi-screen apps. So much better. I know, right? Oh my God, guys! If you have Samsung with Android Pie, look at our video with Good Lock on it. I believe it's on the first things you should do on the S10 video. Oh my God, so much better. You will thank me. Trust me. What do you think about the new Samsung Notebook Pro? So I have not looked at the latest one. We saw it at CES, but I have not looked at the latest Samsung Notebook 9 Pro 13.3. God, Samsung, you got to shorten these things. All right, let's go see it. I'm gonna check it out right now for you. And so it's an i7, it's 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs storage. Oh, wait, no, this is an old one. It's on clearance. This is for $977, which is a decent price for that kind of spec'd out laptop. Although it's only 8 gigs of RAM, so I would want 16. If I'm spending about $1,000, I want at least 16. I spent $1,400 on my laptop, and I have 32 gigs of RAM. So my expectations are high. All right, let's see. Okay, I don't think that they have a new one. Let me see. Newest in the Notebook 9 lineup. So we have a 15. So the new one is no longer called the Note 9 Pro. It's called the Note 9 Pen, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, or do they still have one? Okay, the Pro is just an older model in comparison, I guess. That's all. They're okay, but I think they're not priced aggressively enough. They have the S Pen, which is nice, but yeah, I would still go for an XPS over this, in my opinion. Keep in mind, Dell's never sent me anything either. Well, just updated to the Note 8. Look. I'll have to look back at your videos for the features on Pi and new experience. Yes, you want to, and look at the good lock stuff. I don't have root with Android Pie. It works without root. Okay, I'll check it out. What would you be willing to choose, Galaxy Buds or Icon X 2018? I can't mention the lack of internal storage and volume control, but hey, we can't win them all. I would choose the Galaxy Buds. They're going to be more supported. They're going to have more updates. Samsung has all but forgotten about the Icon X 2018. Definitely choose the Galaxy Buds. Even for the wireless charging, and I don't know if the Icon X had Type-C power cable either. But I mean, if it doesn't, then even more so. But I even without that, I would choose the Galaxy Buds. Have you ever heard of mouse cases? MOUS cases? No. Slim protective cases. They look nice. They remind me of these cases, the Moment cases, actually, the way it looks. It's like the same kind of wood backing, and but like carbon fiber is an option too. They look nice, but no, I've never heard of them, never used them. Do you think the Note 10 will have an SD card and a headphone jack? Yes, I do. Should I upgrade the 5G S10 from the Note 9? If you don't want the Note 10, but I mean, yeah. Again, I would not upgrade to the 5G version personally of the S10. I just don't see it as worth it. They do have Type-C. So if the Icon X 2018 at least has Type-C, that's good. Me personally, I've only used my Galaxy Buds through wirelessly charging for powering, just because I have a wireless charger. It's right here, and so much better in my opinion. Just easy, drop it down, and it'll charge. In the morning when I wake up, everything's ready to go, and it was just easy to drop it down. All right, guys, I think those are the last of the questions. Let me know if fire off any last bit questions you have, or else we're going to start wrapping up. By the way, my Game of Thrones mug is still awesome. Whew. That episode, man. That episode. And Endgame. If you have not seen our Endgame movie review, check that video out as well. Watch Endgame. Well, actually, you don't need to watch Endgame first. I explain it in the video, and I even tell you some hints on the bathroom breaks and also for the after credits scene. Even if you haven't checked it, no spoilers whatsoever. I was really big about not doing spoilers in that video, and I have looked to make sure no one put a spoiler in the comment section, so we should be fine. I kept seeing ads on YouTube about these mouse cases, and they were slamming them against the ground. Interesting. Maybe I'll reach out to them. Do you think you will shave your head again for summer? I do, actually. That's a random question. But yeah, I have told my wife that I don't know if I'll keep this hair throughout all that time. I do think that I will cut it during summer, but we'll have to wait and see. That also, I mean, it doesn't make too much sense. I think it's more for the photos. The first photos I'll take when my child is born. My child will be born in October, most likely, hopefully. And, healthy baby. That's how my hair will be for all the first photos of taken with the baby. So, yeah. But that hair is awesome. Yeah. Maybe we'll do a poll. Should I cut my hair? Yes or no? Happy Game of Thrones watching. What would you recommend to watch as a noob for myself? Never saw an episode. I mean, if you're watching Game of Thrones, you want to watch that from the beginning, because each episode really connects to the next. So it's not like you want to skip many episodes. Spectre 360 versus Dell Xps 15. Again, I would still pick XPS 15 over it. I'm familiar with the HP Spectre series. I do like the way they look, but I've still seen a lot of issues with certain models. I'm not sure of the specific of the Spectre 360 model, but in my opinion, if you want the best well-rounded one, it's always been XPS. And I still have to do that video for my XPS and my whole setup, actually. That's another video I have to do. Have your Galaxy Buds gone quiet? Mine seem like they got quiet. No. The only thing I could say is check out on your phone to see how the volume is set up. So I always set it up that my volume on my phone controls the volume on the headphones. If you don't do that, then yeah, you do have to turn it all the way up here, and then you have to use the Galaxy Buds app to turn up the buds that way. So yeah, those are two different ways. Your hair covers your notch. I mean, the notch is still there. It's just, not as pronounced, I guess. Samsung foldable phone, is it worth $2,000? Not to most people. Would I get it? Yes. Would I try to get a discount on it? Yes. Catch Cobra Kai yet. So far, Season 2 is awesome. 3 episodes in. I have not gotten a chance to catch Cobra Kai 2. Or Season 2, rather. I haven't had the time. This week has been really crazy and busy. I will try to catch it. Probably I'll do like an episode a day. Because I don't have the time to binge watch this week. And I have a lot of videos to post up too. So yeah, it's I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have a full-time job again instead of a part-time one. So the main difference is I'm gonna start having to record like all the videos on one day usually. So if you see me wearing the same shirt in a bunch of videos in a week, it's because I literally filmed them all on the same day and then edit them more throughout the week. But at least that way I have a video to post up each day. Do you think the Note 10 speakers will be louder than the S10 and the Buds? I hope so. I hope so that the Note 10 will be louder, but we'll have to wait and see. Is 25 watts charge still coming? Is 25 watt still coming to the S10 models? So far, again, only 25 watt model compatible with it is the S10 5G. We believe that there will be a software update coming later this year, but we have no idea of when or if it definitely will happen yet. Oh, so you realize you are now Vegeta, and since you will be a father of 2, the prince is reborn. Yes. Yeah. I need to do like this. For Vegeta's hairstyle, I need to spike it this way up. Also, I just realized... Oh, sorry. Make sure Galaxy Buds are clean at all times. Yeah, you want to make sure they're clean, I guess. I'm a Note guy. I just broke my Note 8. I've been offered another Note 8 for $300. Do you think it's a good deal, or should I get something else for my money? I'm waiting on the Note 10. If you get $300 for the Note 8, I think Samsung will at least give you $200 for a trade-in when the Note 10 comes out. I believe so. I would check right now. Check go on Samsung's website. Try to buy an S10 and see how much you get for the trade-in right now for the Note 8. You can expect to get a similar trade-in for the Note 10 when it would come out. So hopefully that will help your opinion on it. But for $300, I think the Note 8 will have a higher trade-in value than if you get another phone like a Honor 8X or a Moto G7 or any of those phones. They're going to be under $300, but they won't have as much of a trade-in value if you plan on getting the Note 10 anyway. Stream time warning limit, aka don't get Ricky in trouble with the wife alert. Thank you, Quiet Storm. Yes, we will be ending these last ones. Yes. The fold is not worth it because I'll wait for the Note 10. That's a good way to go for sure. My Galaxy Buds are good, but the Icon X sometimes I need to clean the headphones whole. Otherwise, the sound is blocked. Wow, interesting. But Samsung said they solved the problem with the Galaxy Buds. There you go. What's going on with the Fold? The Fold is going to be redone, and once they fix the issues, that's when they'll re-release it. If they can't figure out how to fix the issues, then they'll never be released. That's where we're at with the Fold. Alright guys, and on that note, we will end the show. Thank you guys as always so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys again. Make sure you give a thumbs up before you head out. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe up there. Make sure you follow us on social media right here. And of course, check out our latest video up there. And right down here, you're going to find the perfect video for you. Or at least that's what YouTube tells me. Thanks again.